Hi, this is Mega Jade. With Goddess Elite, I am going to bring you a really neat deck. This is my third review, and it always seems that it gets trashed before it hits the cutting room. It always ends up on the cutting room floor for various reasons. But anyway, or I inadvertently delete it, which because I get punchy at night, and you know, get like a zombie, overtired. Anyway. This deck is called the Zombie deck, Tarot. It is by far one of the best decks that I found in a retro deck ever. If you like 1950s, Night of the Living Dead, classic cars and refrigerators and clothing and time period and buildings and all of those settings. This deck, it's not real expensive. It's a deceptively inexpensive deck. So much in this deck, so we're going to get right to it. This is labeled as Insight and Ammunition is on the top of the box. So when we raise the top of the box off, we find rifle cartridges. Yep, those are genuine zombie killing rifle cartridges in there. So, very well designed box. Heavy, nice heavy box. The book is a great book too. I mean, for the money you get a lot with this deck. The Zombie Tarot has this great book that has all of the cards in there, and there's this little commentary on each one of the cards that has this tongue-in-cheek jab at 1950s retro and the art that's on the card. So just the book alone is a great read. I usually throw them, box the books and put them away because I've been reading them. I don't usually look in the books too much. But this is kind of enjoyable. I mean, it's really well written and it's worth a look. So if you get this deck, read the book. The deck itself, I'm going to pull it out, and I already mixed these up because I read with it, of course. Has a neat back that's kind of got that guy in the turban, and we've got like that fortune teller, 1950s fortune telling machine. He looks a lot like that. One half of his face is alive, and the other half is zombie, which seems to play a prominent part of this deck. And since the cards are kind of out of order anyway, I'm going to kind of give you a random grouping of what we have here. Oh, I like this one. Three of Swords. Three of Swords, it's often depicted as three swords piercing a heart. It's kind of like heartbreak. Well, or somebody eating a piece of your heart, eat your heart out kind of a card. It's really well done. Here we go. What else? I need my glasses to do the rest of these. But hazards is what they call the suit of pentacles. And I'm just going to give you look at some of the artwork on some of these cards as I go through. Okay. The Magician. So we got the Magician. Is that one who is the person who can put everything together and is in control of all the suits. Yeah, that's the classic doctor of the 1950s who could fix anything, right? Yeah, even zombies. Good card. What was really big in the 1950s? Westerns. So here we have the Knight of Wands. And he just happens to be a zombie cowboy on a horse. And yeah, really well done artwork. Two of Cups. Two of Cups is the alternate lover's card. It often depicts two people being together. And what a better way to spend your evening than with a nice, lovely dinner of brains, and it looks like meatloaf in the classic 1950s meal. Like I said, there's this idea of living and past living in each card, and how they're paired. Really well done. The Chariot has to be a Hearst. Just so you know, my grandfather had one of these mowers. I thought it was really neat that they put this card in here. I think this is the six of hazards, 6 of pentacles. It's one of those real tight mowers and dangerous looking, and like the kind that would run over Rover. Poor Rover. The Lovers. The Lovers. She's just ripped his heart out of his chest, and she's just holding her hand and squeezing it. Yeah, guys, if you're watching this, the Hermit. Look at this Hermit card. She's laying on her couch. She's all alone. She ain't going out. There's zombies who are on the outside, and her light is probably her TV that she's looking at. Watching chocolates. Very 1950. You can see how each card has this stylistic 1950s, like, oh, 5 of Cups. Look at this. Sweet. I mean, look at the colors, the use of the colors and the artwork and the imagery in these. It's just so wonderful. And when I read with them, they pulled really well, and they read very straight for being one of those decks that is very stylized, almost over the top, and pushes the boundaries of meeting those archetypes of human experience that the Tarot is known for. Pushes the boundaries in the artwork, but it's always like there, if you know what I mean. Just not traditional Rider-Waite, which is refreshing. For a lot of you people who've been reading for years, it's refreshing to see some things that are not traditional Rider. Okay, here, Strength. Woman in a line. Okay, no. Two cases of bullets and, yeah, strength. In the zombie, human versus zombie world, it's about where it is. Wheel of Fortune. Very stylized Wheel of Fortune card. I love this Fool. The Fool is this man who's walking off through the sun. I mean, obviously, I think he's going to go have a date. Walking off into the unknown, going to have this date with his zombie girlfriend, wife, person. Beautiful. And it's that suit and that hat. It's straight out of the 1950s. Should love that. Queen of Swords. Melissa liked this one. This is, yeah. Granny with a shotgun. And you might notice that cut off foot sitting in the dish with the high heel on the side there. She's not into Barbies. The World, kind of this duck and cover view of the world. Things are gonna really neat. I like this one too. This is 2 of Hazard, 2 of Pentacles, but it's kind of a neat image with a scientist in his little lair, and he's got the zombie by the neck, and it's this spoofy kind of energy that's in this. I love this one. This one reminds me almost of, you guys remember, they had those cards back in the day that you could collect. They were kind of like for Mad Magazine, would do stuff like this. What are those is called. Somebody's going to comment on this video and tell me. I know. Let's see what else I can pull out here. Oh, this is a nice one too. Nine of Cups. Very safe, wonderful place to be. Happy, happy. Judgment. Judgment is the card that's usually based on how we judge ourselves, not necessarily on how we are judged, but usually on how we, view ourselves and whether we're damned or not is judgment call. Heaven's not a place to get to. It's so much as a state of mind. Well, judgment, self-judgment especially, is oftentimes very harsh, and yeah, that card, it kind of pulls it right through. You got this idea of the don't like. Oh, this one's neat. Page of Swords. Look at that. Sweet, sweet rendition. The Emperor. And I like this one too. This is what? I can't read it, but I think it's the Six of Cups. Look at this. Six of Cups. Little girl hugging her zombie little brother. Oh, that is so sweet. So cute. Wands. Just gotta share a couple of these cards because they are so over the top. Wearing down here. I hate to show you too many of them because they are so wonderful to discover on your own. Moon. I think the Moon. I always have this camera problem. And it gets worse the later it gets, and the more tired I get. You see this card? Yeah, the personality just kind of comes out. The Star is the Zombie Slayer Medal of Honor. So, most of you like to see the Tower. 1950s. Skyscrapers were everything. So there's the Devil. Devil cards are ones that often get a lot of scrutiny when you buy a deck, and it's kind of, how does it get that card look? Well, they use this bugger here. Do you guys remember this? Or if you're old like me, you do. Cigarette machine. This is a cigarette machine for all people out there who are young and have never seen one. This was where you could go buy your favorite vice and smoke away. Cigarette machines were found everywhere. Movie theaters, restaurants, etc., etc. So, yeah. I think that's a great representation for the Devil. Let's see. What else bears letting you guys see what it is? The Empress is kind of neat. Here she is with her wonderful little zombie daughter. Wands. I thought Temperance was good too. It's like this zombie serum kind of a thing, this flow back and forth between zombie and human in the cells, which is kind of neat. Hey, COVID-19! I'm getting tired. Okay. Priestess. That was really well done. And the Hanged Man is a good one. Trying to hit on all of the major arcana. I'm skipping past a lot of the court and pip cards. just because you need to have something that you can discover on your own. Okay, I think that pretty much wraps up most of the imagery that I'm going to show you in this deck. Just to let you know again, really good price, really wonderful deck. It was a surprise to me. It was sitting on my shelf, sitting on the shelf at, yeah, my shelf, sitting on the shelf at Goddess of Lee is my shelf. I've browsed those decks so many times. It's terrible. But it was sitting there calling for the longest time, and I didn't buy it. And my friend Ariana, hey Ariana, said that I couldn't buy any decks until like January. Anyway, so finally bought this deck. I opened it up, and much to my wonderment, it ended up being one of the best decks that I've seen as far as value. Price is great. The box is great. The book is great. The cards are great. Detailed art on each of the cards. If you like zombies, this is a killer deck. Ha! Thanks for tuning in. We'll get you another review very soon. Bye-bye.